Good morning, good morning, good morning. As promised for my tax pros. So this live is strictly for tax pros. Now, if you want to be nosy and stay on, then stay on. But this live is strictly for tax professionals. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I might not be able to see your comments. I'm going to try to go on my phone if I'm not seeing them. And I might not be able to see like how many people is actually watching. So I don't know, when I go live, it don't show me everything on the back end all the time. So if you're saying something in the comments, like I said, I'm gonna try to go on my phone to see if anybody making it in the comments. But if you make a comment and I don't see it, or ask a question and I don't see it, I'm not doing it intentional. It's because I just can't see it. But we're gonna figure it out. And so I'm going live because my inbox has been on fire since yesterday in reference to the IRS due diligence letter 5025F. And a lot of tax pros, this is the last couple of weeks period, a lot of tax pros receiving due diligence examination letters, and tax pros having clients who are being audited at this time, and a lot of them are Schedule C clients. And so it's a lot going on in the tax industry, and a lot of people are confused because they haven't been taught properly. And so I don't have a lot of time, for real, honestly, to answer a whole lot of individual questions. And so I thought it would just be best for me to talk about, especially the letter 5025F in detail, because a lot of people is going to get that letter. And kind of give you an idea of what to expect, what you should be doing after you get the letter, what it actually is. I've already heard some outrageous things in reference to it, but hopefully I can shed light on, and put some of y'all at rest as far as being so stressed out because you actually received the letter and you're trying to figure out what did you do wrong and to make you get this letter. And so I took some notes because the notes come from questions that people have actually already inboxed me on, and I want to make sure I touch bases on. And then some notes is just some things I've seen in these groups in reference to the actual letter, and then people going through examination, because y'all be saying anything. I'm talking about anything. Y'all don't even know what's going on. Y'all just say anything and don't know what y'all be talking about. And these people are already scared because they're getting these letters, and then they're getting all this wrong information. Okay. So for those who don't know me or never listen to me, because I know a lot of people are going to end up coming over this page or whatever, I'm Gwennetta, right? As you can see, what my experience with due diligence is me and my team have been through 8 due diligence examinations, and every one of them we walked away with 0 fines. Even when the IRS tried to fine us, I represented us and we got the fines to 0. So I'm not talking from a place of me reading some stuff, me copying somebody else's information. I'm coming from a place of experience and knowing that I really actually know how all this stuff actually works. And y'all have to be really, really careful when you're listening to people in reference to these different things. Oh, I can see y'all comments. Good morning. When you're listening to people about this stuff, because half of these people have been fined, okay? IRS has a 97% rate that majority of tax pros get fined. So most of them have been fined. So they might have some experience, but not only that, they have been fined and they hired somebody to represent them. So they still don't know like everything that goes into being prepared for an examination. And some of the people just don't know. They just stole people books, read people books, listened to some lies, did all those things, and now they're trying to tell you what to do. And then a lot of the information is wrong. So y'all just gotta be careful. I just want to put that out there. But let's get to the thing at hand, and now I have my other rant afterwards, okay? So we're gonna discuss letter 5025F. Now, in previous years, it was just 5025, but now they call it 5025F. What is that letter? That letter is good morning, y'all. That is a warning awareness letter. It's a part of due diligence outreach. It's one of the letters they send out to you to pre-warn you, to let you know that you're under their radar. Now, the word radar seems, scary, right? But it ain't really that scary for real. Like, one thing y'all need to know is due diligence is a part of the tax industry. You cannot get away from it. It's not if, it's when. Okay, if you do tax returns that have EITC, CTC, AOTC, HOH filing statuses, and you do a lot of them, you have a chance of getting hit with due diligence, period. So again, it's not if, it's when. And it's not necessarily that you did something wrong. It's the fact that the IRS thinks that you're not doing what you are supposed to do, and they are warning you. They're telling you, okay, it looks like, you might not be doing all that you're supposed to do, but if you don't get it together, or you don't have it together, we coming in and see for ourselves. That's basically what it's saying. Now, what y'all do need to know about the 5025F, what I see is they reworded it. The way they worded it is ludicrous. The way they worded it is ludicrous. Okay? They should not be able to word it like that, which will scare the mess out of any of you. And that's if y'all do taxes, so y'all know that even when they send letters to our clients, they word them stupid. So why wouldn't you think they will word those stupid? So what you need to know if you receive one of those letters is that same letter that you have is the same letter somebody else have that got a 5025F. It's the exact same words. So what that should tell you is it's not specifically to your particular situation. It is basically a letter of people that they see a pattern of certain type of returns, and they spit that letter out to you to scare you, really, but to warn you that you could end up with an examination. But they're not going off anything specific for your particular situation for them to have sent that letter to you. You just have a pattern of returns, just like all the other people that's getting the 5025F, and they're sending that letter to you. Everybody letter says the exact same thing. So in the letter, it says something about you prepared inaccurate tax returns. Again, they should not even be able to say that. But just because they said that, of course, you're going to assume that you did. Now, whether our clients have lied to us or not, or you filing the returns and the people probably shouldn't be claiming certain dependents or whatever, that does not mean that you have not met your due diligence. One thing I think that tax pros, and I just did an in-person boot camp, and I realized people are really confused about this. And so I think one thing that tax pros need to realize is a tax pro audit and a taxpayer audit is two different things. As a tax pro, your job is to interview your client, ask them questions, document their answers. Based off their answers and any documents that they gave you, you are supposed to ask additional inquiries to every client based off their situation. And if they don't sound like they're lying, or you don't have any reason to believe that their situation is not the situation it is, as long as you document the information that they gave you and you're showing in different outlets based off the documents they gave, based off the answers that they answer, that they look like they qualify for those credits, then you as a tax pro has done your job to be compliant. And you need to know, even though the IRS sent you a 5025F basically telling you that you filed something wrong, understand this: they are not going to know whether or not you as a tax pro is compliant unless you get selected for an examination. They have no clue whether or not you're doing everything right or not. They have no clue. So for everybody who's getting the letter and you're stressing about I don't know what I did wrong. I was taught wrong. They looking at this client, they looking at that client. It don't even work like that, for real. It don't really work like that. Now, mind you, they do go off patterns, and I'm gonna talk about the patterns in a minute, but they do go off patterns, and you do not have to have, unlike the examination, in most cases, you do not have to have a large volume of clients to get the letter. The letter is based off, don't matter how many returns you have, it's based off certain patterns of the type of clients that you actually file that can send you that letter. And I'm going to tell you this, I've seen people get that letter for years and they've never been through an examination. It's a warning letter. So just because you got that letter does not mean that you're going to go through an examination. By the way, if you got that letter, you almost certain that you're not going to go through an examination. Not right now anyway. Okay? Because most of the time, the IRS do one due diligence outreach on people during this period. And if you get a letter, get a knock and talk, or get a phone call, or get sent where you have to do a webinar, then honestly, you really kind of safe from going through an examination for the returns you just filed. That means they're not going to look at those files. They're warning you. The people that's going to go through an examination, you know what I'm saying? The people that's going to go through an examination is going to get the letter right now that they're going through an examination. So a lot of y'all are on the edge, like y'all got the 5025F and you like, oh my God, they're going to come in my office. Oh, they're going to come in my office. Oh, they're going to come in my office. Honestly, they're not going to come in your office. You're not going to go through an examination. The letter is a warning letter, so they're pre-warning you. Now, when we get ready to file 2025 tax returns, then they can come back and send you a letter and you go through an examination. But they're not going to go through 2024 tax returns. They're going to go through the ones that you are filing that we're getting ready to file. So you won't even have a whole lot of them then. Or they'll come for you around this time next year for your 2025 tax returns. But if you got the 5025F, honestly, right now you safe. I want them to send me a 5025F letter, so I know I don't got to worry about them coming to my office right now. Okay? So you really are safe right now. It doesn't mean that you don't need to clean your stuff up, though. That means you are on their radar and you possibly could be going through an examination next year. But right now, the returns you just filed, you ain't even got to worry about. They ain't even coming. The people that they're coming to do the examination for is getting letters right now for those examinations. So the 5025F is a warning letter. Okay, it's a warning letter. It means that you're on their radar. Again, everybody 5025F looks the same. It says the exact same thing. Again, they're not going to know whether or not you actually was compliant with your clients unless they do an examination. Now, the burden of proof for us when we go through an audit is that we can show that we met all the requirements for doing our clients. When our clients get audited, then the burden of proof is on them to provide the documents to the IRS. And if they don't have the documents, they're going to have to pay the money back. That's point blank simple. But when they come look at us and our information, it's about, did you ask the proper questions? Did you document them? If you collected documents, did you verify the documents by asking additional inquiries? Do you have all those things in your file? If you did all those things, you're in compliance. When the clients get audited, they now have to turn in the documents that you asked them that they have. You don't have to have them. The client has to have them. And then I know that some people are getting letter 5138 too. And 5138 is the letter where they tell you that they're getting ready to audit some of your clients. That is coming. That's another part of due diligence outreach. And the crazy part about it is when I did my in-person boot camp this past weekend or whatever, I had just told them that clients have already been starting to get audited, right? They're already auditing people. But because the IRS is behind because of the shutdown, you're going to get the letter late. They're already auditing your clients. You hear what I'm saying? You already know they've been auditing your clients. You're just now getting the warning that they was going to do it. So when you get that letter, it's not like they send it all of a sudden. If your clients already been getting, some of your clients already been getting audited, it's not like they send just go audit a whole bunch more. It's the fact that they're now sending you that letter and they just behind on getting that letter out. Because what y'all have to understand too is due diligence letters really start coming out in September. But because of the shutdown, they now sending all of them out now. So we're just now getting them. So that's what the 5025F is, okay? 5138 is warning you and telling you that some of your clients are going to get audited. And they're not going to audit all your clients, FYI. They're not going to audit everybody, your whole client list. They're going to probably audit somewhere between, I would say, between 5 to 15 clients. And for us, that seemed like a lot. But really, that's not a lot if you're doing 200, 300, 400, 500 clients. 5 to 15 clients is not a lot. But they are going to audit. So if they send you the letter to say they're going to audit your clients, they will select some clients to audit. And so let's talk about the pattern. So all of y'all, this is what the problem is. Y'all be around here doing all the wrong stuff, and then you get scared. So now everybody don't want to do a Schedule C. And if you a taxpayer and you being nosy, you're going to hear all these tax pros on their timeline talking about, oh, you don't have your paperwork, I'm not doing you. The IRS is cracking down. The IRS been doing all this. You know what I'm saying? You know, they do have the infrastructure to audit all of them, Latanya, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to audit them, all of them. Even when they go into criminal investigation, they don't go to every single client. They only select a certain amount of clients to interview. So they do have the info, they can, but in most cases they're not, right? So yeah, y'all don't want to do Schedule C's. And the first thing y'all think about when y'all get a letter is, oh, they coming for the Schedule C's. They're not just coming for the Schedule C's. You're not just getting, it's all about money, Latanya. They're not just coming for your Schedule C clients. That's not just due diligence. And the problem with that is, the only thing y'all gonna be focusing on when y'all go do y'all files is the Schedule C clients. When y'all need to be focusing on more than just the Schedule C clients. Because due diligence is more than, hey Keisha, congratulations girl. Due diligence is more than Schedule C clients. You'll sit somewhere and you will be all in this uproar thinking, oh, let me look at everybody got a Schedule C, and then you'll skip over the people. Okay, you'll skip over the people that they're going to end up pulling. So let's talk about patterns, and let's talk about the real reason why you're getting selected and what type of returns. And this is why I say, like, nobody is safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's safe. If you do taxes, you can go through a due diligence examination. Y'all be killing me when y'all act like you can't. The only how you're not can go through one is if you're not doing a high volume of returns with the credits and the HOH filing status. If you do corporation returns, that's your base and bookkeeping. Your client base is high income earners majority. Those the only people that's not don't have a chance to go through due diligence examination. The majority of us, we do earn income tax credit clients. The majority of us. And if you do earn income tax clients, right, especially at a high rate, you always have a chance to go through an examination. And if you already been through an examination, regardless if you got 0 fines or not, you can still go through another one. We have been through them 8 different times. I went through them twice. My best friend went through them 3 times. And then the other girl that no longer worked with me, she'll been through it 5 times. So they don't care if you pass. They still can come back. If you get fined, they still can come back. So nobody is safe unless you're just not doing those returns, right? Unless you're not doing those returns, you're the only person that's safe. And so, again, the things they go after is earned income tax credit. Y'all should know child tax credit, additional child tax credit. That's really the same, just interchangeable. AOTC, American Opportunity Tax Credit, and HOH filing status. And it's not necessarily people who are high earners. They go after people who are low income earners that you file HOH. And then if you're filing multiple people at the same address under one P10, one EFIN, head of household, then they will, do that as well. But for the most part, no. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones. And then what they're going after when it comes to like patterns, it ain't even like based off fraud. It's based off, and I guess they might consider it fraud, but it's not really necessarily based off fraud. It's based off of, do you have fathers, a lot of fathers? Do you do a lot of fathers that's claiming independence? That's a pattern. If you got 100 clients and 50 of those clients are males that claiming their dependents, then that's a pattern. They can send you a letter. They can select you for an examination. If you have HOH filing status of people who low income earners, and you have a lot of them, say like 25,000 and under, and they file an HOH, that's a pattern. They come out, they will send you a letter, and they will do an examination because of that. If you have a great majority of your clientele or a great ratio of the returns you actually filed that have people that's claiming their niece, nephew, brother, sister, grandchild, then boom, you can go through, that's a pattern. If you do Schedule C clients that have large business losses, which means they might not have qualified for earned income tax credit, and they only qualify for earned income tax credit because they had a business write-off, a business loss, then that's a pattern. And it's not just one of them. It's a combination of all of them. If you have a great majority of taxpayers who actually got the American Opportunity Tax Credit and they over the age of 30, that's a pattern. So based off that amount, married couples too, like people that file, married couples that file single and head household, and you're doing both of them, they're in your system, that's a pattern. So when they send out letters and they send out and they do examinations, they're looking at all of that. And like for me, I do a lot of clients. So I got a lot of daddies. I got a lot of people that's claiming their grandchildren. I have a lot of people that's claiming their niece and their nephew. A lot of these people, they really take care of these folks. And if you have that, you can't not do the people returns. So what does that do? That puts you on the IRS radar, because ultimately they don't believe that those people are supposed to claim those dependents. They don't believe that fathers take care of their children. They live with them over 6 months out the year. They don't believe that. So because they don't believe those things, they call those inaccurate returns. And if you are filing them, which the majority of us do, if we have that clientele, then that's where the letters come. That's where the examinations come from. It's not what y'all be thinking. A lot of y'all be thinking like if y'all did that fuel credit, or what else y'all be doing? The 1099 DIB, Those two right there, they're not going to get you selected for a due diligence examination because it don't have nothing to do with those 3 credits in the HOH filing status. So ultimately, you're just assuming that I don't did that cricket stuff, and then that's why they're coming after me. I'm gonna let y'all on something. That's not the reason why. It's because y'all got those credits, and you got some stuff on those. You doing a lot of them, and for some people you can't help them. For some of y'all can, right? So because of that, that is the reason why. And they're gonna come select because they're gonna come do an examination eventually because they want to see, are you documenting the information? Are you asking your clients the questions? Do you have the answers that they said? Are you relying on documents? If you're relying on documents, did you verify the documents? Did you ask them questions about those documents? What are you doing to say that your clients, right, are actually qualifying for those credits? Right? And so ultimately that's what it is, you know? So no, don't let these people that don't know what they're talking about scare y'all to death. You ought to be scared because nobody wants a letter from the IRS and boom, nobody that wants to go through an examination. But understand that this is a part of the industry. And if you do taxes, you got to make sure that your stuff is together, because if it's not, y'all gonna end up with these 30, 40, 50. I had somebody in my boot camp say they had a $79,000 fine. You're going to end up with those fines. So you need to make sure that you're learning from someone who knows what they're doing, knows what they're teaching, okay, to make sure you know what it really takes to be compliant. Half of these folks don't know because they ain't passed no examination, or even if they want in appeals. Like, most of the time, y'all just want me to keep it real with y'all. Most of the time, you can win in appeals. Why? Because the IRS agents ain't did what they supposed to do. It's not even based off of the fact that the tax pro might just be so good, right? Or the EA might be so good or whatever. Honestly, the tax agents be dropping the ball. Okay? They really be dropping the ball. And because they be dropping the ball, it's easier for somebody to get appeals fines reduced if you got some of the stuff you're supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? So learn from somebody who know. Majority of these people don't know. I can't teach everybody, so if you go to somebody else and learn, that's fine. But half of these people don't know. We all know that teaching due diligence right now is a money grab. Okay? I'm coming for the money. I want it too. Okay? So I got all the products. I got all the classes. I got all the things. Okay? But the difference between me and everybody else, I've been through it. I've passed it. I know every single step about it. From the outreach to the examination. I can tell you exactly what they're looking for, exactly what they're going to say, exactly for all of it. So you just need to make sure, like, you know, get your stuff together. So again, if you got a 5025F letter, just make sure that you, going forward, make sure that you reevaluate what your processes and your systems are to make sure when you go into this next tax season that your information is right, that you're doing all the things that you need to do, because next year in 2026 you might go through an examination. Right now, the 5025F, if you got one, you're not about to go through an examination. Okay? Your clients might get audited, but you're not going to go through the examination. So you safe right now. Now, for my people who going through an examination, all right, so y'all need to go get y'all stuff together. I'm just not gonna lie. Y'all need to go get y'all stuff together, because if they come in your office, they're going to be snooping. And if that's the case, where when they come in your office and they start pulling files or whatever, then that's where, when y'all doing all that other stuff, that's what get you caught up. That's get you sent over to criminal investigation. If you're doing that stuff, that's where they're gonna realize you're doing it. That might not got them in your office, but that's gonna make them do some other stuff to you. So make sure your stuff is together. I'm not going to give y'all all the gems on here. Y'all need to take my class. My sister's going to drop it in the in the comments. I'm going to be posting it every day until January the 4th. So y'all need to register for my class. I don't care if y'all don't took it before. You need to learn it and get a refresher every single year. Okay? Every single year you need a refresher. January the 4th, I don't have time to do another one in December. Unfortunately, I got to do my toy giveaway. My sister turning 50, and I still do taxes. I'm not like some of y'all. I still do taxes. So I've been focusing on y'all for 8 months. Now it's time for me to focus on my tax clients. So I don't have time to do one in December, but I have scheduled one for January the 4th, so make sure that you get in that one. I do have a lot of products on my website that about due diligence, and they good products. They ain't no whoopie-doop stuff. It's really good information. It is very helpful information. If you got a letter for examination, I have a bundle package on there that you can buy, or you can buy individual things. But in about an hour, I'm going to put a package on there specifically for, thank you, Jamila, specifically for people that are going through examinations right now. So that way, you have the exact books and the exact forms that you need to prepare for your examination, and that can give you a feedback. Because you could take somebody's class, but half the time you're not going to remember what they're talking about in the class when you're going through your files, and you buying that stuff is a refresher for you to have to go back and reread for you to understand exactly that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, if you're going through an examination, you do need to be worried, okay? Now, if you really don't know about due diligence, for real, and you don't know, then it's a lot of people out here you can hire, okay? It's a lot of people you can hire to represent you, so you might need to hire somebody to represent you. I do push, you represent yourself if you're knowledgeable. If you're not knowledgeable, then you need to hire somebody. I'm knowledgeable, so I ain't hiring nobody. But if you're not knowledgeable, then you probably need to hire somebody to represent you. Okay? And I don't say that often. But for real, hire somebody, okay? Hire somebody. And if you get the examination where they give you the 25 people, just thank God they gave you 25 people. Like, if they give y'all the list, y'all really should be beating that examination. Like, I don't know why y'all don't, but y'all should be beating that examination. If they give you 25 people, like, that's easy. I wish they never give me just 25 people. They always want to come in my office. So I wish they'll just give me the 25 people so I can just send the information to you. You know what I'm saying? Send it to them or whatever. And a lot of people think I represent people for due diligence. That's not one of my services. Now, it is currently a service that I have that I've hired somebody, or partner. I didn't even say hire. I partner with someone to actually represent people who ask me they can hire her to represent them. And she's actually a former IRS agent who's actually done due diligence examinations. So that's one of our partnerships. So I can always refer y'all over to her. We're doing a collaboration to offer those services to people because I don't have time, like, for real. If you need a consultation as far as what to expect during the examination and how you should begin your files together, I do hour consultations for that. Now, after tax season next year, y'all might want to get y'all coins together and do some VIP days with me or whatever, where I review your files and I go over step by step what you should have been doing or what you should be doing or what you can do better, and go over systems for you to implement, you know what I'm saying, for your team, or if you solo, for solo or whatever. But that's after tax season. I'm not doing none of those until after April. But the lady that I'm partnered with collaboration wise, she's offering that service. So if you want that this next month or so, just inbox me and I can let you fill out a form, and then she'll be in contact with you. What else? I think that's it. Let me look at this list right quick. I told y'all about the burden of proof. I told y'all about the people. I told y'all about my background. I told y'all it was a warning letter. And it's the letter look the same. So even when they saying they can't, this is what y'all gotta be smart. If they say you filed inadequate tax returns, right? But they can't share with you the clients, you know what I'm saying? Then that means that it ain't nobody in particular. That's just a letter. Because y'all know darn well if they, just like when they do the examination, they can pull the names to look at. If they knew and was saying that it was specific clients that you did wrong, and they really can say that, y'all know darn well they're going to give you the names. It's a generic letter, okay? Okay, so I told you I got somebody that could stitch. I told you about the letters. So I pretty much got this. And let me tell y'all something. If any of these people that teach due diligence tell you to just take the fines, that's already a red flag. That's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you got to have something for at least one of your clients that you might not get fined for. Like somebody or whatever. But I might do a live tomorrow, but I ain't gonna promise y'all because I really don't have time. I didn't have time for this one. But I wanted to make sure that I got the information out there for everybody else come bringing it and then giving out the wrong stuff or whatever. And I want y'all to hear from me because y'all know I usually just post. You know what I'm saying? Like, I usually just post and say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to post some more. But I was like, y'all need to hear out my mouth, okay? Tiffany, they saying it doesn't let them copy the link to register. Let me tell y'all, if y'all cannot register and y'all trying to register for the webinar, when we get off of live, I'll inbox you or my sister because she the one in the comments. She'll inbox y'all from my page and send you the link directly. So be checking your spam message request and we'll send you the link directly if you are on the live and you're saying you want the link. Okay, we'll send it to you directly. And I'm not gonna even toot my own horn. My classes be good. People say it already, but I'm gonna say it myself. My classes be good. I don't gatekeep. I tell you the real. I'm not trying to just get you to buy my products. Either you're gonna buy them or you're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, if you pay the money for the webinar, if I got an upsell on there, you can buy it if you want to. But if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't buy it, then I don't care. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? It's there for you if you want it. But I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even trying to scare you for real. I'm just trying to warn you and make sure you understand like what you're facing. Why? Because I've been there. Okay, and I've been there from a tax preparer perspective. I have not been there from a EA perspective or a lawyer perspective. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody who's been fined. I ain't been fined. So I'm coming from a perspective. The link should be saying November the 28th. I don't know what y'all got. Let me look at the link. Hold on. Let me see. Make sure I ain't sent her the wrong link. Hold on. I'm going to go click on it to see what y'all seeing, just in case I sent the wrong link. She might be putting the wrong link in there, but let me see. Okay. Now I don't know what y'all clicking on. I don't know if she put the wrong link or not. Do not go in my profile because the one in my profile is not updated. Okay? The one in my profile is not updated. It looks like this. Okay, it says January the 4th. So I sent her the right link. So I don't know. I don't know what y'all clicking on. I'll see what y'all clicking on after I get off. But this is the link. And it say January the 4th on here, so I don't know what y'all looking at. But do not go in my where is I need to go update. I'm gonna go update it. Do not go in my don't go in my link tree. Don't go in my profile, because the one in my profile was the one I did in November. Okay, I'm gonna update that when I get off of here. So the one in my profile and in my bio is the one from last time. I haven't because I wasn't supposed to put this out yet. I was gonna only put it out next week, but since all y'all got the since all of y'all got these notices, I put it out early, so I haven't updated my stuff yet. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to y'all later. And I hope anybody going through an examination. No, the letters don't affect nothing, to be honest with y'all. You're gonna go through an examination if you get selected for an examination. If you go through a, you know what I'm saying, what you call it, you go through it, but the letters not gonna affect nothing. For real. Those are letters. The biggest thing the IRS is trying to do with y'all with those letters and examination is get some money. Period. Okay, so I see y'all having issues with the link. I'm gonna send y'all the link when I get off of here. I'll talk to y'all later. Toodaloo.